the Sharia-Free America Caucus, which has just launched in Congress. KRLD's Eric Bushman spoke with Congressman Keith Self of Collin County asking what is behind the new caucus.
We had a press conference that laid out the case for the Sharia-Free America Caucus in House of Representatives in the U.S. Congress. We now have 33 members that go across 18 states, and we intend to bring awareness and action against the political ideology known as Sharia.
And I know that there has been a lot of legislation that is new in the recent months trying to at least limit, if not all-out ban Sharia law throughout the United States and in Texas. Now we have this new caucus. My question is, why now, and why is this necessary?
Well, why now? We are actually late to the game because Sharia is on the march across America. When I approached Senator Tuberville, he said, yep, same thing. What's happening in North Texas is happening in North Alabama. Florida congressman said it's happening there. Obviously, you've seen Mamdani in New York City. Of course, Michigan seems to be lost. So it is on the march, and we are actually late to the game. But we are not committed to our mission.
I know that a lot of the support that you have comes from lawmakers from the southern United States, and there may have been some from the north that I didn't catch. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Are you hopeful that this movement grows to go to other portions of the United States outside of the southern part?
Well, we've got one from Illinois, one from Pennsylvania spoke. Tom Emmer is from Minnesota. So yeah, I would say we've got folks from the northern tier that are interested in this as well. So yeah, I hope that the caucus grows as people understand what's happening in their area. And I believe that this caucus will give people permission to talk about it because they've seen it, they've felt it. You know, it's kind of been a vague uncertainty about what's going on. But now that people have permission to talk about it, you know, simply because there's a caucus and other people are talking about it, I think that we'll start seeing people come forward with their stories, with what's happening in their own neighborhoods, their own states.
What is your response to CARE that has recently claimed, in their words, that Sharia is not a foreign legal system, but instead a personal and moral decision? What say you?
Well, I would quote from the Muslim Brotherhood Strategic Plan for America, which we passed out links to it, okay, because it says the Muslim Brotherhood must understand that their work in America is a kind of grand jihad in eliminating and destroying the Western civilization from within and sabotaging its miserable house by their hands and the hands of the believer. Look, this is open. What CARE is depending on is people don't know what Sharia is. That's what we've got to do. We've got to educate people on Sharia, the threat of Sharia, the danger of Sharia. That's what CARE is depending on, though, is people simply don't know. So they'll say, okay, and that's what they are depending on.
You had mentioned that you're hoping that the caucus grows. I'd like to take that a bit further and ask, do you think it's possible that you could have some bipartisan support?
I think that's absolutely possible. We simply haven't spent a lot of time on that, but absolutely, I think that's very possible.
Have you had any, and of course I would never ask you to go into detail on any private conversations, but have you had any conversations, public or private, with members of the Democratic Party?
Not yet. This is like 3 weeks old because, you know, we talked to Senator Tuberville at the White House about it at the Christmas party, and then we immediately broke for Christmas, of course, after we announced it. So, you know, it's basically, I guess, 4 weeks old now. So, you know, it's very young, still growing, and we will have those conversations, but not yet.
That was KRLD's Eric Bushman speaking with Congressman Keith Self of Collin County. Both Self and Congressman Chip Roy of Texas are co-founders of the newly announced Sharia-Free America Caucus in Washington.